16 years after construction started, the newest luxury resort in Las Vegas is finally open for business. After being one of the first through the doors on opening night, I wanted to enjoy the full hotel experience, so I went back on an overnight staycation. And I wondered, would it be worth the money? Would it live up to the hype? Or would I regret spending over $300 to stay one night in a hotel that no one thought would ever open for business? My name's Scott, and in this video I'm going to give you an inside look into this 67-story luxury resort that cost $3.7 billion to complete. I'll give you a complete tour, including the entrances, the lobbies, the artwork, the theatre, the shops, the bars, the restaurants, and I'll show you my hotel room on the 56th floor. Spoiler alert, the views from up there are incredible. I did get a rather big shock though when I looked out the window and saw something quite unexpected, and no, I'm not talking about the Sphere or that airplane. More on that later. But first, let me tell you a little bit about the incredible history of this place and why it took almost 2 decades from conception to completion. The Las Vegas Hotel shares its name with the original Fontainebleau of Miami Beach, which opened in 1954. In 2005, the iconic hotel that defined Miami modernist architecture was bought by a property developer, Jeffrey Sofer, with some very ambitious plans. Not only would they spend $1 billion on the Miami property, but they would build a brand new Fontainebleau in Las Vegas. Construction of that started in 2007, but stopped 2 years later as the banks pulled the funding during the turmoil of the Great Recession. Even though it was 70% complete, the hotel sat empty and deteriorating for everyone to see, with windows that were broken or missing. The residents of Las Vegas, myself included, doubted the building would ever be finished, and demolition seemed the most likely outcome. But this is a story of one developer's persistence paying off against all the odds. After a couple of interim owners, Sofer, the original developer, bought it back in 2021 and spent 2 years completing what he had set out to do almost 20 years earlier. In December of 2023, Las Vegas welcomed its newest property to the Strip. I never had thought much of the building while it was lying empty, but to see it finished and with lights on at last, it's transformed. It's a striking building, not least because it's the second tallest building in the state of Nevada. The nearby Stratosphere Tower is the tallest overall, but the Fontainebleau is the tallest occupiable building and is quite a bit taller than Resorts World, which opened back in 2021. Just after midnight, I went through the doors, opened to the public for the very first time. We all piled in, most people ignoring this spectacular sculpture made of 483 marble and steel brixels that turn and react to the people around them. This is the first of many Instagrammable moments at the Fontainebleau. The next is the alluring blue bar, drawing you into the middle of the casino floor. This is where a fantastic band were giving it their all to wow the first-time visitors. If you know what this band is called, please leave a comment. The design and decor is inspired by, or sometimes directly copies from the 70-year-old Fontainebleau, like these columns, pretty much identical to those in the lobby of the iconic Miami Beach Hotel. Those columns can't help drawing your eyes skywards, and the many escalators will take you to the second floor, where you'll find non-gaming attractions that will bring people to the Fontainebleau, even if they're not a gambler. Up here you'll find more bars, shops, some specialty dining, as well as an upscale food court with casual options like bagels, tacos, pizza, sandwiches, or salads. Pappy Steak from Miami is a new kind of steakhouse, and right next door to it is Blue Live Theatre. I stopped by just as they were clearing up after Justin Timberlake's concert for the VIPs attending the grand opening. It has a capacity of 3,800 people and it's an impressive space. I can't wait to see what headliners they'll have here in the future. Who would you like to do a residency here? Leave a comment below. Every Las Vegas casino tries to stand out with their porte cochere entrance, and in my opinion, the Fontainebleau is spectacular. Just like the Miami Hotel, there is a fountain with the first of the many bow tie motifs you'll see throughout the property. It was getting late, and while there was still much more to see, I left the rest for my staycation. We came back 2 weeks later to check in, and you can see the Fontainebleau in front here as we head north on the Strip. The Encore Hotel Tower is the last major property on the right hand side, and on the left there's Resorts World with Circus just after it. As we pulled in off the Strip, I noticed a Rolls Royce from the Wynn right in front of us. I'm not surprised to see one of their high rollers coming to check out the Fontainebleau. I think it's fair to say it's every bit as luxurious as the Wynn is, but with a completely different style. I really appreciate the unique take on Vegas that the Fontainebleau brings. The lobby is fabulous and huge, with an impressive domed ceiling. After check-in, we headed to our room, but we weren't expecting the breathtaking view as we exited the elevator on the 56th floor. The Stratosphere's tower is front and center with the Vegas Range Mountains behind. Wow, I could watch this all day. I was really delighted that the elevator lobby had this view, as I'd booked a room on the other side of the hotel, facing south, looking to the strip. So it was great to see both views. The north-facing mountain view rooms are cheaper, but I had zero regrets spending more on the Gold King Strip Best View category I'd booked. It really lives up to the description. Having this bird's eye view of the Sphere makes it even more special. The room itself is big, with 2 different seating areas, and everything feels incredibly premium. It's a beautiful room. When the construction originally stopped in 2009, half the rooms were already complete, but in the last 2 years, every single room has been gutted and completely refitted. It absolutely feels like the 2023 property it is, and it was super fun to be one of the first guests to stay here. There are electrical panels throughout the room to control the lights and drapes, and multiple outlets, as well as USB-A and USB-C ports too. There is a well-stocked and unsurprisingly expensive minibar. A bottle of water here is $6, but since I live locally, I brought my own from home. I'm way too cheap to have anything here, but if you want to indulge the mid-century Rat Pack vibe in your room, you can do that. I just love the ice bucket and the bow tie-shaped brass tray. No expense has been spared here. The bathroom is beautiful, but I didn't realize that our room type, a Gold King, only has a shower. So, if you want a bath and a shower, book a different room. As well as great fluffy towels, there's also premium toiletries like these beautiful blue bottles with their shape that's reminiscent of the columns in the casino below. I appreciate little details like that, and overall I love this bathroom. Well, having checked out the room, it was time for a drink, and before we took the elevator down, we stopped for a second to enjoy the view again. Down on the casino floor, we made a beeline for Blue Bar and enjoyed a glass of Moet champagne in this beautiful spot sitting under the spectacular chandelier, which really is the centerpiece of the casino floor. Feeling refreshed, it was time to explore more of the Fontainebleau. There's beautiful art everywhere, like at the south entrance with this, I don't know what to call it, a golden nugget maybe? We're about to head back to the room to enjoy the sunset, but I thought I'd share a little more facts about the hotel. There are 3,644 hotel rooms and suites, which is a lot, but surprisingly only makes it the 11th largest hotel in Vegas. But it's still a major source of jobs for the city, employing around 6,500 people. I want to give a shout out to all of the staff who were friendly, welcoming, and looked after us during our stay. After the hotel and the staff, the other star of the show, that's the amazing views. If the Fontainebleau had opened on its original schedule, it would have come just after the encore, but long before the Sphere was even thought of. Oh look, the Sphere is putting on his winter sweater. Do any hotels on the Strip offer a Sphere View room category? Let me know in the comments. The Sphere opened just a few months ago, but it took around 4 years to build at a cost of $2.3 billion. Still, I think it's recouped at least some of that with all the free advertising it's got on TV and social media. Well, as the Sphere knows, it can get cold here in Vegas in the winter, so pool decks aren't always open. As you can see, the Fontainebleau isn't quite finished yet, and while I didn't see all of the pool district's 6 acres, from what I did see, I think it's going to be a big hit come springtime. It will have 7 pools, 5 bars, 2 restaurants, and a bunch of cabanas for rent as well. And yes, you'll be able to gamble up here too. Now it's dark, we headed out just to take a look again at the beautiful Port Cochere. These 2 Rolls-Royce Phantoms are part of the Fontainebleau's fleet and cost $500,000 each. The colour of them, by the way, is Iguazu blue, and I looked that up, and it's named after the Iguazu Falls, which are on the border of Argentina and Brazil. Before dinner, we headed to this very chill piano bar just off of the lobby. I love a piano bar, and this one is especially nice. These snacks were included, and the olives were delicious. Make sure you visit Collins Bar when you come here. I showed you some of the food options earlier, but there's more, starting with this dim sum restaurant with a really different look. Here's Q, another restaurant from Miami. It serves American barbecue food influenced by Japanese wood-fired grilling techniques. Mother Wolf is an Italian restaurant from Hollywood, which I'm told serves rich and soulful Italian cooking. But we chose to eat at Don's Prime, Fontainebleau's take on a classic steakhouse. It's got an elegant mid-century aesthetic, and even the servers wear burgundy velveteen jackets. By the way, if you like wine as I do, you're going to appreciate the extensive list here. Let me cut to the chase. Our meal here was fantastic, with great food and great service. This is easily one of the best steakhouses in Vegas. After this flavoursome squash soup to start, my partner had a filet mignon done perfectly black and blue, just the way he likes it. We both shared the fabulous potato au gratin, and I went for a Wagyu cheeseburger without the bun, served with these fantastic fries which were crunchy on the outside and fluffy on the inside. Amazing! For dessert, Jerry went with a sticky toffee pudding, meanwhile I opted for a couple of scoops of ice cream. After a very satisfying dinner, it was time to gamble. The casino has 1,300 slot machines and 128 table games, but no poker. By the way, there is a sports book, and that's at the back of the tavern, a sports bar and restaurant. It was time to turn in for the night, and back in the bedroom we got treated to more free entertainment from the Sphere. I deliberately left the drapes open so that in the morning I'd wake up to the sunrise. That was a great decision because it was an amazing sunrise. After catching a little more sleep, I got up and went down to see what breakfast options I could find, starting with Chez Bon Bon, which is open 24 hours. It offers pastries, crepes, grab-and-go items, as well as a full coffee menu. I opted for a more relaxed sit-down breakfast at Vida, a beautiful bistro serving breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The menu has classic brunch favourites, and I opted for the American breakfast, which was really very good indeed. Like Dawn's Prime the night before, they were great with my gluten allergy, and I got gluten-free toast with my breakfast. After that, I headed up to the second floor where you'll find La Fontaine offering fancy brunch, champagne breakfast, afternoon tea and wine tastings. There's also an Italian-style coffee bar. And there's other high-end retail shops with more coming soon, including Cartier and Gucci. We took some coffee back to the room and enjoyed the view one last time. Just before we checked out, I spotted a helicopter which had just flown past the hotel, but lower than we were. 5 minutes later it came back and was even closer. I looked it up and discovered it belonged to the National Nuclear Security Administration. We were staying in the run-up to New Year, and this helicopter routinely surveys the strip monitoring for radiation. I'd seen it before, but this time I was above the helicopter. It was quite the ending to our memorable staycation. As we headed back to the self-parking garage, we stopped at the Fontainebleau Express store. As well as selling grab-and-go drinks and snacks, they also sell some nice souvenirs to take home. The Fontainebleau is a very distinctive and different offering in Las Vegas. We absolutely loved our staycation. But one night just wasn't enough. We didn't get to see all of the bars and restaurants, or the spa, fitness center, or live nightclub. So we'll be back for sure. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more travel videos. Thank you for watching.